I thought I made this quick. I'm gonna be in a meeting and not too long from now. Um, but last night I was hanging out with a couple of friends, and one of them brought up one of them has just this problem with women. He doesn't know how to he doesn't know his limits. I'll put it that way, and he's going after uh, girls that are already taken. But he doesn't do it on purpose. His goal is to see if the girls that he knows, if they're faithful to their boyfriends that he knows. He contacts boyfriend first, and he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna try to do this, that, and I'm gonna make sure that your girl is loyal." Because many of these boyfriends are not sure if the girl is loyal, so that's his mission. But he still doesn't know his limits because he kind of pushes it over to the top, and he actually develops feelings for these people. That's one downside of it. But we were like, sure, okay, as long as no one's hurt. And about 80% of the cases, you know, they were not loyal to their boyfriends, and they did stuff with him that, quite frank, at the end of the day, he was hurt because now the boyfriends, they're pretty much forgotten. So they wanted me to do a video about that, about the different types of women guys like us are gonna come across. Originally, I was gonna do another video on investing, like today, right now, because I'm all dressed up. So I was like, okay, why not? But I decided to do this particular video that they requested now before I forget. For one, and two, I think it's an essential question. This is very valuable for those guys out there too. How to know when your girl is very loyal. In my past videos, I established 3 traits that a perfect, or not perfect, but a healthy relationship possesses. That's communication, trust, and loyalty. If you lack in any of those, you gotta work on those. And if it cannot be worked out, it's not a relationship. And especially trust and loyalty. And those things cannot be without proper communication. Without even lacking one, the other two falls. Because if you have loyalty and communication but no trust, it's still no relationship because there's no trust. If you have trust and loyalty but there's no communication, that's still not a relationship because you're not communicating. If you have trust and communication but no loyalty, that's still not a relationship. You're just all over the place. So you need to possess all 3. So this is for the guys out there. How to know when your girl has all 3 traits. Um, in this world that we live in, it kind of goes 50-50 on who cheats on who, or he, or one that's not loyal to the other. It's kind of 50-50. Usually the guy does it. In most cases it's the guy, and it's the girls that have the problems with the guys. But then every now and then, very often, it's also the girl on the guy. Now, how to know when your girl possesses these 3? Then that then hooks up with maturity, because we were talking about it in the car when they were dropping me home. We had a blast, by the way. I spent over $300 yesterday, but don't worry, I can get it back. Um, but essentially, that then hooks up on maturity. If a girl is mature, those 3 traits are easy to come by, and those 3 traits are one that will be kept between her and the guy, right? And now those 3 traits will not lack. Now that's up to the guy if he's wanting to keep it, if he's mature enough to do it. No one is mature if they can't keep those 3 together, right? So I'm not such of a big fan of online dating or long distance, because communication is very difficult. Yes, you can do social media, but then how can you have trust too? Because you know what they're doing. And how can you have loyalty too? Those 3 traits kind of disappear online dating. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. If you're dating someone online that's in the same state or in a different school district, and you guys can still meet eventually, then that's okay. But if it's like states across, and you know, or even countries, because I know lots of people that are even dating people not in other countries. I almost got into one when I was little, but they just never work. Eventually they fall. And yes, you can make all these plans, but see, still in the midpoint between now and then, how can you have trust and loyalty? Because you don't know what they're doing. You can't trust them 100%. What they say is 100% true, because how can you tell? They can tell you a lot of stuff, but you can't go there and see for yourself if they're telling the truth. How would you know, right? So it also not, so that's why I'm not much a big fan of those three of those two online, which is basically another form of long distance. It is long distance, so it's just long distance basically. Um, but that really that really knocks on the maturity door, because if a person is mature, these three things shouldn't be a problem. Communication, trust, loyalty should not be a problem. If a girl or if a guy are mature, these three things should be kept 100%. And they don't have to be perfect. As long as you have them, right, then you're good. And if they're not perfect, then you guys can work on it. All right. If the girl or the guy, I'm talking to both, not to exclude both sexes, if both of them are immature, these three things, if you lack one, the rest completely goes down the drain. So this really knocks on, if you guys really want a good relationship, a perfect not perfect, there's no such thing as perfect in this world. If you guys want a healthy relationship, you have to make sure that both sides are mature, because a mature girl does whatever a mature woman, then they're classified as a woman when they're mature. They're faithful, they're loyal, they have good communication, and they're very independent, right? They're not all over the place. They're not trying to get attention, because the attention comes from the relationship that they're in and also the friends that they have around. But that loyalty and that trust still comes into play even then. An immature girl doesn't, if not little to or to never follows these three things, or they lack one and all the other two get thrown out the window and they go off do their own thing. They're not necessarily inconsiderate, but they just don't know what they're doing, right? So that's hence they're a girl, right? I mean, that's how my friends put it, but that's not the way I would put it. I don't know how I would classify that, but they're just synonyms. But you know, what you gotta make sure is to make sure that both sides are mature, because once a girl is mature, now it's up to the guy. But if the guy's mature, it's up to the girl if she's mature. Relationships are meant to be with mature parties. Unless if both sides are immature and they're okay having a relationship where they're all over the place, that's on them. But it's not intimate. Because if you're all over the place with other people, then she or he is just another person like everyone else. Maybe you'll treat them a little bit different, but you're giving essentially everyone else the same attention. That's not what you want in a stable relationship, right? And then this is all stuff that me and my friends have conjured up within 5 minutes, because we've all been to those positions where we've been with individuals of all types. So we've pretty much been there, done that, and we were at that stage of immaturity too. And they were like, yeah, I want myself a mature person. There was one girl in the car too, and she was like, yeah, I mean, if I want to be in a relationship, I want the guy to be mature too, you know. Because if both sides are mature, then you guys have no problem, because now you can have full trust and know that they won't do any kiddie stuff behind your back or backstabbing activities. So this also hooks up with what I was talking about in my last videos about relationships, how to fix them. This piggybacks on to a more advanced level. You can say this classifies under trying to keep a relationship going. Okay. So make sure that communication, trust, and loyalty, in that order, are followed. You lack one, you lack all three. Okay. Make sure all three come into play, and it doesn't matter if they're at 100% as long as you have it. And if it's not at 100%, work on it. It can be doable. If it's love, you'll do anything to work on it, right? So that's about it. Have any comments? Comment down below. I'm gonna share this with other people, so I'll go out that way. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always up for that. But again, any comments, questions, concerns, please comment down below. I'm gonna do a kind of a sequel to this, and this is not only, we talk about relationships in this video. In my next one, we're gonna be talking about friendship, because this also hooks up to friendship. But the three things with friendships, they could be the same, but they're gonna be slightly different because it's friendships. It's not romantic relationships. Okay, so we're gonna talk about maturity and immaturity when it comes to friends. So the rules are a bit different because they're just friends, right? So this was also a bit of a piggyback on my last videos. I'll put both links for both the friends and the relationship down below. You want to take a look at those too. Alright, so later guys.